Hello, Fraghorns. Welcome back. I'm Miles, and this is Aromas by Miles, and thanks for coming in and joining me on this slow dance around the fragrance world. Today we're going to continue with our Discovery series, and today we are discovering the Rolls Royce of Discovery sets, if you will. Maison Francis Kurkdjain. The Discovery set is incredible, the volumes are incredible, and I hope that you hang with me for the rest of this, because it's a real treat to do this one, I have to tell you. There's so many things going on with this. The Discovery set comes in this box, and you've got 8 decants of 0.37 ounces each. I don't want to dump them out here, but that's a whole lot of juice. It's expensive as hell, $275, almost $300 with tax, but you get just about the same amount of juice as you get if you bought a bottle. So it's really a pretty good deal if you're interested in MFK fragrances. So I would suggest you take a look at this one. So let's jump right in and figure out how the set works. So the first fragrance in the set is Amorous Homme. And Amorous Homme was launched in 2012 by MFK himself, or Francis Kurkdjain himself. It's an aromatic, ambery scent, kind of an MFK signature scent, if you will. The weird thing about it is this is an EDT, which feels kind of cheaty to me for this price, because there's also an EDP and there's an extract. But the opening, it's a clean herbal scent with some rosemary and a little bit of mandarin orange in it. The mids are iris, amorous. There's some chocolate, a little bit of coconut, and a coffee. I'm not sure I get the coffee out of it, but base is tonka bean and oud, and the oud is a very, very soft oud as it goes along. Amorous is a western sandalwood, so it's slightly sweet, a little bit of woods to it, that woodsy smell, citrus, creamy feel, kind of an ingredient. It's a great combination of notes with a fresh herbal, light floral kind of a vibe to it, with a little bit of resins and some wood, maybe in the end of it, as it goes through the dry down. And the notes kind of round out the iris, so I think it's pretty interesting. I'm going to throw this on a strip. I've got these awesome whirligigs that I saw somewhere, and they make it really easy to. That was about $1.50 worth of juice I just sprayed. Yeah, that's a good scent. It's not a freshie. It's maybe a warm weather scent, but it's not a hot Texas summer kind of scent. I don't think it's going to work there, but it does give me some tropical vibes. Above average longevity and projection, so yeah, that's a scent that I think is again high quality ingredients, worth the money. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. It's probably worth the money. Yeah, all right, let's move on. So the next scent I want to talk about is Aqua Media Cologne Forte. That was launched in 2023. Again, Francis Kurkdjain is the perfumer. We're looking here at bergamot, verbena in the top, some fennel and hedione in the middle. Not a lot of notes to this. And the base is matcha tea, some musk, a little bit of the woodsy notes that seem to be a part of MFK fragrances all the way around. This one's a light green frag, kind of featuring the bergamot and the verbena. You know, that's kind of the star of the show. There's some musky, woody notes that kind of push the meter and kind of get it out of the unisex mode to me. Maybe push it over a little bit into the feminine side. I mean, into the masculine side. So let's see what this one tastes like. God, here I go again. Smell like. God, I love these. I love these decants. They'd be perfect for travel. Yeah. Yeah, I remember this one. I tested this one a little bit. It doesn't hold up well in the heat. It's an airy, you know, summer floral that it develops into something pretty nice. And, you know, I can see it with a big short sleeve summer shirt on around a pool or something. But it's a little green for me. The fennel and the matcha pop out after the dry down. Unfortunately, the longevity isn't very good. The projection's not very good, but the smell is excellent. And, you know, it's a green cologne forte, which I guess means it's stronger than a normal cologne. I'm not sure how they just keep coming up with these names. I don't know where they put them or what they do with them. But spring, summer, yeah, heat. I mean, not really, really hot, but if you like green fragrances and you like a fresh, summery kind of thing, this would probably do. So let's move on. We got a bunch of these to do. We got 8 of them. So the next one is 724 Eau de Parfum. And this is a parfum, obviously a parfum concentration. It's a fresh floral citrus. It's clean, a little bit musky. It's got some aldehydes and some Calabrian bergamot in the top. A little bit of Egyptian jasmine. You can definitely get the orange blossom. And in the mid, it's got sweet pea. I have no idea what sweet pea is supposed to smell like, or why you would put sweet pea in a perfume. But hey, who am I to argue with MFK, right? But the base is, white musk and sandalwood. It's not that really skanky musk. It's a smoother, more deep musk, but it's a little bit sexy, but it's not too bad. It's not a very complex fragrance, let's say that. Aldehydes, are the synthetic note that they use to make floral and soapy smells, so that's a pretty normal note to put in some of these. I think some of these clean, musky florals you can wear in warmer weather, but not all. If it's too animalic, that heat just kicks up those notes, and it's pretty rough to have to sit next to somebody that's got, a civet hanging around their neck. But sandalwood in the dry down with the musk, yeah, it's pretty good. I don't get much of the tea vibe. I'm not a tea fan anyway, so maybe I just can't pick it up. I don't know. Longevity is 4 to 6 hours, average projection. Honestly, it's nothing to write home about, but it's another one of those good MFK fragrances. It's not probably something that I would wear very often, but I think it has a place in your, in your wardrobe of fragrances if you want to add that to your summer collection. All right, I'm not even going to put that one on a strip. So the next one I am going to put on a strip because I'm not as big a fan of this one. So the next one is L'Homme de la Rose, a 2020 fragrance. This is a floral woody musk for men. Kind of interesting. The rose note's not super heavy and it comes out pretty late. The green is... There's green in the opening. I mean, it's not a jammy rose, or it's not powdery, but it does pop out in the opening. So the top notes are rose, amber. There's some woods to it, a little bit of citrus. Aromatic notes, herbal, floral stuff in the middle, and there's some musk with some spices in the base, and that does come out to me. Those musky notes kind of combined with the rose. And honestly, it's, again, not my style, but this is probably the least favorite in the kit. And I think those floral notes are a little overpowering for me. And it's just expensive as hell. It's like $230 retail. I'm not a rose, fruity, floral guy anyway, for the most part. It's got poor longevity and projection. But yeah, if you like rose, heavy rose fragrances, and yeah, you're probably going to like this one. It's a good smell, but it's not something for me. But the rose is really, really heavy. I mean, I don't know. I guess I'd rather smell like a civet than a rose. But again, that's just my personal taste. So I don't know if you're with me on that. Well, let's move on. The next one is a Palm, a 2024 release, an Oriental fougere, and I like fougères. I just don't like the big barbershop fougères. I'm a Texan, remember? And this one's pretty damn good. I get some flowery amber out of it. It's a 2009 fragrance, and they actually have separate fragrances for men and women in this line. So it's kind of interesting. Notes are lavender, orange blossom, some white musk, ylang ylang. There's a little bit of amber in it and some vanilla, but the vanilla is very weak. I wore it twice and I don't spray heavy, and I like it. I think it's got some structure to it, so it's a little bit different than some of the others where it's just check the boxes kind of a thing. I like the musk. I like how the musk works on my skin, and the amber and that combination seems to really kick up a little bit, especially in the dry down. So it's a scent that you can wear all day long, and I like that musk. It's not animalic. It's not skanky. It's kind of clean. It's not too soapy. The longevity's okay, a little above average. Projection, is about average. I'm going to give this one a thumbs up, especially for warmer weather. I think you could wear this Again, not in the superheated summer of Texas or something like that, but it's not groundbreaking, but it's a really good scent. So I'm going to give this one a thumbs up for me. All right, next one. It's going to be the Hype Beast 2019 Gentle Fluidity Silver. Aromatic, spicy, unisex Hype Monster. Juniper berries, nutmeg, some bergamot, pineapple in the top, a little bit of coriander, and then musk and woody notes, cedar, amber, vanilla, you know, check the boxes. On the base, it's a clean scent with a little bit of musk, but it's not animalic again. It's got some herbal notes. I don't know, you could probably wear this for 3 seasons. It's a little light, I think, for a heavy winter, especially if you're in the north. I mean, winter here is freezing one day and, you know, 80 degrees the next. But, you know, the thing about it, it's you look at the notes and you think, oh, this is going to be a feminine fragrance, but it's actually a little more masculine than you think. I wore this a couple of times because, you know, I finally got enough to actually wear with this Discovery set. And I actually got a compliment from it. And a woman was very interested in it and said she was going to look into it. Anyway, so I don't give many compliments, so that was pretty cool. The longevity is great. It's above 8 hours. Projection's good. You know, it's expensive as hell, like all the MFK fragrances, but that spicy aromatic fragrance is really pretty versatile, and I think you could wear it 3 seasons, 3.5 seasons, if there is such a thing. I don't think it'll hold up in the heavy winter, like I said, but it's a great fragrance. I would highly recommend that one. And the next one, is the beast of all beasts, Baccarat Rouge 540. Probably one of the most hyped fragrances in the world, the most copied fragrances in the world, next to, you know, Leighton and some of the others, but there's a group of those that are just, you know, at the top tier. They're in my Magnificent 7 if you go back and see that video. This is the EDP, but now there's an X-ray out there, but I still enjoy this one more. It's, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna burn $1 for you guys. Jeez. It's an Ambroxan beast, man, but it's a home run. I'm gonna put it on my skin, what the hell. I know you're not supposed to do that. Wow. No, it's, you know, I know some frag experts say that, you know, they're tired of it and it's been done a bunch and it's been out there for a long time and blah, 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 blah. But I never get tired of it. I think it's a perfect fragrance. You know, but at this price, I always wonder how much you'd have to spend on it to just really get tired of it, if that makes sense. It's a little different. It's definitely different on skin than it is on a strip. I mean, it really comes out on my skin. The saffron, that's one of my favorite ingredients in perfumery. So when you've got a lot of saffron in there, and the jasmine, the mids are amber, some ambergris, some hedione. It's just high quality stuff. Fir, balsam, cedar, a little bit of sugar, and Ambroxan to give it that longevity, and then there's a little bit of oak moss. All of these ingredients in MFK are really, really high quality and well blended. The difference, that's the difference in the top shelf stuff and the clones and the originals is it's the quality of the ingredients, obviously. The longevity is very good on my skin. It'll last pretty much all day. If I get it on my clothes, boom. It's not a big projector, but it's not a skin scent either. So I like the sugar and the saffron in the mix. You know, those two go together to give it a little bit more pop. Again, you know, it's Fort Knox type expensive. I mean, it's $350 at retailers. And I actually bought a bottle of this a couple of years ago, and I use it sparingly, but I have seen it at the discounters. MFK fragrances are sometimes available at the discounters, and I would highly recommend you take a look at that. Again, it's in my Magnificent 7 collection, so those videos, stay tuned for those. So again, this is a masterpiece. It's been out there for a long time. It's going to continue to stay out there. It's never going to go away. I prefer the EDP over the X-Ray, so enough of that. And now we're coming to the last one in the set, and I'm really happy to introduce my favorite fragrance from the MFK line, and that's Grand Soir. I mean, it is an exceptional fragrance. I mean, I like it more than Baccarat Rouge. I always have. The first time I smelled it, it's kind of another Oriental unisex fougere. It was out in 2016. Again, it's my favorite of the line. I think I ought to have it, man. You frag fans, you can't nail me on this one because it is an absolute top-notch fragrance. Top notes are Spanish labdanum. There's some orange in it, lavender, cyan benzoin. So the lavender gives it that kind of fougere lean. The base are amber and tonka bean, some musk and cedar. High quality ingredients. Again, it's a warm, spicy kind of amber. And this scent is kind of like what James Bond would wear when he finally decides to, pull the trigger on Moneypenny. Huge longevity, great projection. It stays 24 hours on my clothes. I mean, if I wear it and I go out, sometimes I don't put my clothes up that night, and I pick up the jacket the next day and put it in the closet, and I can still smell it. It's a cooler weather scent. I mean, you're not going to wear this in the middle of the summer probably, but you could wear it. I've worn it in the middle of the summer, not the super hot Texas summer, but in some of the other ones, and in some of the weather that's not quite as hot. It's not cheap, but I told you I prefer it more than Baccarat Rouge, and this is one of those that I would buy another bottle if, we had an earthquake here in Guatemala like we had, a few months ago, and I lost some really nice fragrances in that earthquake, but I would rebuy this bottle for sure. The Discovery set's not cheap either, $300, with tax, but again, the thing about it is you get a lot of juice from it. These 0.37 ounce bottles are a really good deal, and they're a great size for traveling. Unfortunately, they don't have a little cap on them or something, but you can figure that out. You can MacGyver that some way. Anyway, so tell me which ones of these you want me to buy. I already have Baccarat, I already have the Grand Soir, so give me another choice, and I'll promise you I'll go out and buy one, and we'll chase it down together. If you don't like these scents, you pretty much lose, because these are the quality scents. This stuff is quality. And you can buy clones, and I understand the price points, and not everybody has the money to do this. But sometimes maybe you ought to save up, give yourself a Christmas present. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like the video. As always, anything that happens good from this channel is to get exposure and support for Medic Outpost nonprofit. They help first responders around the world, healthcare providers around the world. There's a little short blurb at the end. It's shitty, but it'll give you a little bit of information. Again, I thank you for joining me. I know there's a lot of content out there, and obviously I'm a one-man band, so there's some slick stuff out there, some wonderful presentations, some great influences, and I'm a one-man band, so please keep that in mind. And remember, travel kills prejudice, so get off your ass and go see something. All the best to all of you. Thank you for joining me, and take care.
Y usted puede ir haciendo algo más. Revisa.
Aromas by Miles is proud to support the nonprofit Medic Outpost. Medic Outpost's mission is to provide training and equipment to remote first responders around the world. They've increased the quality of healthcare and access to healthcare in some of the most remote areas in the world. If you're interested in finding out more, go to www.medicoutpost.org. Thanks.